Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to Tammy's Stitches. My name is Tammy. Greetings from Maine, everyone. This is a FlossTube extra that I am putting up or downloading for this weekend, starting Friday at noon and going to Monday at noon. I am doing the Witches, Warlocks, and Weirdos weekend. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, now, Halloween is definitely my thing. I love doing Halloween stitching. I would do Halloween stitching all year if I could. It's just to get a little, after, a couple months of it, I'm done for a little bit. I take a break, and then I do Christmas or Thanksgiving or just winter, spring, summer, fall, whatever. Whatever I can get my little stitchy fingers on. So, this weekend is going to be all about witches, warlocks, wizards, weird creatures, things that you want to stitch but don't want to tell anybody about. That's the way I look at it. And it's the last weekend before Halloween. So I figured I'd sneak this in here, and if I can get a couple theme weekends a month, awesome. If I only get one, okay. If I don't get any, well, I try. At least I tried. So, let's get started, shall we? First off, all I have is really pictures. I'm not showing any where I started. I'll do that in plans on Friday, and we'll go over everything then. This is just to give you an idea of what my little crazy mind is thinking about. Okay. Oop. All right. So, what am I thinking? Now, anybody who knows me knows that I love gothic stitching. I do a lot of haunted stitching. I do some creepy stuff. I do it all. I really do. But Halloween stitching is one of my favorites. I much rather I do Halloween all year long. It doesn't matter. It can be the middle of March in a snowstorm, and I'll be more than happy to do Halloween stitching. Am I going to do that this winter? No, I am picking a winter stitch that I will start as soon as snow flies. But this is one that I am thinking of. This is called Gothic Doll, and this is from Stitches So Beautiful, and I really kind of like it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. We'll see. And then this one is It's Halloween Night, small version, from Stitches So Beautiful as well. This is another one. This is called The Witch. This is the small version. This is by Tammy L. Goss, and it is charted by Stitches So Beautiful. She looks rather gloomy. So there's a few witches. Oh, excuse me. Another thing that I'm thinking of is this is from, oh, I don't remember the name of it. Something weird. It starts with a V. On Etsy, and it is pretty much part like a movie poster of the movie It, the original one, the one that came out back in the 80s. Killer clowns, gotta love them. They're a little bit on the weird side. And then, these are the wizard gnomes from Soda Stitch on Etsy. We have Gryffindor, we have Hufflepuff, and we have Slytherin. No, Ravenclaw and Slytherin. I don't know why I get Hufflepuff and Slytherin screwed up, but I do. Or they're all Gryffindor. They're all dressed like Gryffindor. I don't know. They're 3 wizard gnomes. That's all I can tell you. I do have a couple that I have going, which I can show you those too. And I have this one, which is the Haunted Mansion. It's full coverage. I want to say it's from Pancake something, or it's Puck's Closet, one or the other. On Etsy. And then this is from Stitching Jules Designs. It's the Mini Plague Doctor. And to me, that's kind of weird. Just a little. And we have this one, which is Mythical Creatures. So you have a griffin, you have dragon, unicorn, some sort of fish. I did start this one. I've only worked on it once. Oops, how did I do that? And then this one I would love to start, but I don't see me starting it right away. But I love it. This is the Halloween Pit. This is 500 by 500. This is going to take me a little bit. So, who knows? Maybe it'll be a new year, new start. I don't know. And then I'm definitely going to try to get this one in. This is by Zana Crossbow. This creepy cup of cozy. I have started this one. And gnomes are kind of a weird little creature, but normally you don't see their eyes. So he's kind of cute. And then another weirdy kind of thing is the hanging out for Halloween bat. He's so cute. And he could use a little bit of work. And so could Eloise and this shadow bird. In fact, I think I only have 200 stitches on that. So, another couple hundred. be pretty cool. There are a couple others. Like the spooky season. There's two called the spooky season. I have not started this one yet. But I'm thinking more along the lines of Witch's Burn. I really like that one. I don't know. I'm also thinking about working on my Halloween cake stand. And this is Small Witches on a Bench. And this is from Stitches So Beautiful. And they kind of remind me of Winifred, Mary, and Sally. No, Sarah. And then, of course, I have changed all my number 13s on my bingos to Frank's Monster. Because I really like him. So, I don't know if I'll work on him or not. This one is a brand new one that I got from Zana Crosswell. It's called the Midnight Doll. And she's definitely witchy looking in a pretty way. Pretty witchy. Now, the other ones. I have nope, not that one. Oh, these are the Wizard Gnomes. And I got these from, I don't know what they call it now. When I got them, it was FlossTube.com. Yeah, FlossTube.com. So we have number 1, which is Hufflepuff. Yes, Hufflepuff. We have number 2, which is Gryffindor. We have number 3, which is Slytherin. And then we have number 4, which is Ravenclaw. Now, I haven't worked on these in a long time, so number 2 is started. Here he is. This is Gryffindor. And Wizard number 2, I started on December 11th, 2024, stitching on a 16 count evening shade. I think it's 16, it might be 18, I'm not sure. That I dyed, and I'm using the called for DMC. Now my goal is 2,500 stitches, and so far I have 1,157. And then I also started Wizard Gnome number 3, and I started that on June 25th, 2025. I'm using an 18 count pearl gray that I dyed myself, and I'm using the called for DMC, and out of my goal is 2,500 stitches, and out of that I have completed 212. I want to say it goes this way. So those are just some of the things that I'm thinking about working on this weekend. Now I'm thinking, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, that a lot of people stitch on Halloween things. I don't know if you do. I'm just making that assumption that a lot of people who stitch on Halloween things. But then there could be a lot of you out there that don't celebrate holidays at all, so you don't stitch holiday things. And there could be a lot of you out there that don't particularly care for Halloween and what it represents, and that's perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with that. I just happen to like, you know, stitching on Halloween stuff. So I think I know what I'm going to work on, and take it from there. The other thing I didn't show you was my Goth Girls. I have a Wednesday, Winifred, Sabrina, Bellatrix Lestrange, Sally, that's 5, there's 8 of them in all, the Corpse Bride, Alpatha, something, and I don't know what the 8th one is, but I have 8 of them. And I worked on Wednesday for my spooky bingo. I started Bellatrix for my spooky bingo. I also started Sally for my spooky bingo. So I might work on those 3. Now everything I'm doing is going to get at least 200 to 300 stitches. I try to keep it at 2 because it's a nice round number, and that's something that I can usually get done pretty quick. But if I'm going to work on those witches, I might work on the wizards. So witches, warlocks, and weird. So I think and I'll have this stuff all set and ready to go on Friday, and I'll show you everything. But for the weird, start with the weird, hanging out for Halloween. Now where that's a full coverage, I might think about getting 400 stitches. And then for the Warlocks, I think what I want to do is I want to work on Wizard Gnome number 1 and get at least 200 stitches on that one. And then Wizard Gnome number 4. That way they're all 4 of them are started. So that's another 200. And 200 is a good starting amount. And then for the witches, goth girls, let's go with Wednesday. And I'm not going to give myself a whole lot because once I do that, I have a tendency to, you know, take on too much and then I don't finish it all. And then I feel kind of bad because I didn't finish it all. So we'll go Goth Girls Wednesday and we'll say 200 stitches on that. And then Goth Girls Winifred. And that'll be a new start, so that's a good. And where I gave myself, you know, little goals, hopefully I can get it all done. So we'll put one more on there. Whatever I get done, I get it done. Whatever I don't, you know, at least I can say I tried. So we're also gonna do creepy cup of cozy. So I have 2 weirds, 2 wizards / warlocks, and I have 2 witches. And I'm calling Wednesday a witch. She's probably not. But you know what? If you've ever watched Wednesday, the show on Netflix, she has visions. They use crystal balls to, you know, communicate. The school has werewolves and vampires and all kinds of other things. It's just weird. So, creepy cup of cozy, we're going to say 400. Okay. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 1,600 stitches for the weekend. Now, can I get that? We'll see. If I can't, I can't. If I can, E for me. So this is what I wrote down, just so everybody knows. Hanging out for Halloween, 400 stitches. Wizard Gnome 1 and Wizard Gnome 4, that's 200 stitches a piece. Goth Girls Wednesdays, Goth Girls Winifred, that's 200 stitches a piece. And Creepy Cup of Cozy is 400. So that will be that. So we'll see what we can get done start on Friday at noon, this coming Friday, the 24th, at noon, going till Monday, the 27th, at noon. It all comes to an end. And if you'd like to join me, the only thing I'm asking you to do is, number 1, find my Facebook page called Tammy's Stitches, and become a friend, or ask to become a friend. I don't think there's any questions you have to answer. And then make yourself a little album under, go to the event, go to Witches, Warlocks, and Weird, and click on it, and it should, it's under the Events tab, or go to the Events tab, and you'll find it. And then next to the Event tab, there is an Album tab. And what you do is you click on that, you add before and after pictures, and then just post it to my page. And I will be more than happy. I'm planning on posting my pictures as well. So there will be pictures from me, and I'll do an album too, and we'll see where we can get. Other things I thought about doing was the Gothic authors, but I'm going to try to do that next week. I did some this week. I think my weekly focus next week is Silly Witches, so that's 200. Bingo should be all done by Friday. Somehow I might have done something twice, or I don't know. I screwed up somewhere. So next month I will try not to and go for the full 25 days. So that means Saturday, Sunday, I don't have, or anytime next week, I don't have to worry about my bingo. My bingo will be complete. So I have done my bingo for so far. I'm all caught up. So, but we'll take it from there. And starting November 1st, I will have new bingo, new weekly focuses, and if I don't get all my wrestling roundup done for this month, which I highly doubt I will, we'll reset everything and we'll spin for at least 6 on Friday. So I didn't get as much done on my wrestling roundup as I wanted to, but you know what, that's okay. They'll come up again. I have no doubt. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of this week, and I'll see everybody hopefully on Friday, and I hope you join me for this weekend. Keep on stitching on, y'all.